Hello, I'm Dr. Rick Chambers, and welcome to this edition of Health, Happiness, and Harmony Partner training videos. And a Health, Happiness, and Harmony Partner, or a 3HP, is a person working on their own individual journey toward health, happiness, and harmony at the same time as helping others in their individual or personal journey. And today we're going to talk about an expanded model of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And if you have any questions about the hierarchy of needs, you could refer to a channel on YouTube, Eric Dodson. The name of the channel is Eric Dodson, where there's a brief overview of the work of Maslow. Or there's another channel, Eric Dodson Lectures, that goes into a great deal of detail in a very good way on all of the work of Abraham Maslow, which would be excellent background for this video. And so today we're going to talk about some modifications or expansions that would be especially the focus of 3HPs as they work on their own personal journey and that of others. And the first modification would be to understand that you could also call it Maslow's hierarchy of motivations. I think this is more in keeping with the overall writings of Maslow, because speaking in terms of needs fits better with the vocabulary of science, especially biological objectivity, while speaking in terms of motivations fits better with the language of subjectivity and personal responsibility. So it's fine to use one or both or to alternate back and forth depending on your purpose or audience. However, there's also the option of placing an inflection point on the pyramid, a point where it makes sense to change from a vocabulary of need to one of motivation. Eric Dodson and I have done a series of videos where we discuss this first expansion. The second expansion has to do with the understanding of how the academic fields of biology, sociology, and psychology can be tied to the hierarchy. Again, think of inflection points in which the field of biology is most relevant to the foundational levels of the hierarchy. Then there's an inflection point where the academic fields of sociology, history, and cultural studies seem to be the most revealing about what's going on in the middle portions of the hierarchy. And then there's another inflection point, and it seems the field of psychology becomes the most relevant academic field of study. And if you like, you could even add another inflection point in which the fields of theology and spirituality might be the most revealing fields of study to combine with and see how it interacts with the hierarchy of needs. The third modification or expansion for 3HPs to focus on would be the relationship between needs, motivations, and values, in which values begin to function as motivations and even as needs as the person grows, matures, or moves up the hierarchy. I think this is very much in line with the overall thrust of Maslow's writing, but we could emphasize this a little bit more. It seems very fruitful to think of values as motivational desires shaping perception and behavior. There are three more expansions that we could work on. I will mention them briefly and do another video if there seems to be interest or time. The first would be defining self-actualization as shifting to a way of being in the world in which the primary motivations become, or needs become, a certain kind of integrity and intimacy, and then holding these two motivations in harmony and tension. The fifth expansion or modification would be adding all of Martin Buber's work on the I-thou relationship to the concept of self-actualization, and being a way to expand. And again, this is very in line with the original writings of Maslow. Self-actualization was never meant as an exclusive focus on self. you can't have self-actualization without an equal emphasis on others and on relationships. And the sixth, and I think the most important, would be adding the B values, what Maslow calls the B values. For instance, love, joy, wisdom, peace, compassion, humor, health, beauty. These can be transcending, or they become the ultimate locus of needs, motivations, and values. And I look forward to going into more detail on these last three if there seems to be a need. Thank you.